think it's so important to know when to move on from something, but I think it's even more important to know when you have to defend and stand up for yourself, and that's what I'm doing today. Most of you on YouTube know me as Lennon's biggest hater, but here's my side to the story. I know before I even start that some of you are going to say that I'm dragging out the drama and I'm obsessed with her channel, but this whole thing is kind of a little chip on the shoulder for her channel, but for a smaller channel like me, it's everything. My Lennon the Bunny videos are still my most viewed, my most commented, and my most attacked videos, and even though the drama is long gone for her, it's still very much prevalent for me, and I'm living with the side effects of it every single day. Now, when I wanted to make this video, I thought about putting on a fancier shirt, doing my hair and my makeup, and finding a prettier background, but that just isn't me. I'm not some huge YouTuber with thousands of subscribers. I'm just this ordinary girl who's obsessed with animals and loves talking about them. I made my first Lennon the Bunny video on December 14th, and I made a couple of commentary and critique videos in the past, and none of them had over 100 views, and being such a small channel, pretty much everyone agreed with me. When I first made my Lennon the Bunny video, it was kind of getting more attention than my other videos, but I never had any idea how big of a thing that it would turn into. I have a whole video discussing each of my Lennon the Bunny videos and what I would have done differently, but in short, there are a lot of videos. I'm completely aware of this. When I made the first video, I had no idea what I was in for, and I just did it in the middle of the night as a late night thought, and I didn't put that many disclaimers or try to say things carefully. I just said things how they were and was pretty blunt, and again, understandably, that was met with a lot of criticism. I really do like the video, and I think if you listen to it with an open mind, you're actually going to learn a lot, but sadly, that's not how a lot of people take it, and a lot of people just saw it as a blatant hate video. Ever since that video went up, I've actually messaged Lorelai quite a few times, and I've tried to keep this on the down low because I'm not a drama channel, I don't do leaked messages, and I don't do receipts. But I think at this point it's time that I tell my story because it's just getting thrown under, and if you're not telling your story, people are going to make one up for you. A lot of people think that I made my Lennon the Bunny video because I'm not a fan of her channel and I dislike it, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I actually found her channel really early on when she did her bunny exercise video, and I thought it was really creative, and she was the first person I knew of who was actually free roaming their rabbit. I knew of it as a concept, but I'd never seen anyone actually do it, and she's been one of my favorite channels for a long time. Just after, especially after I got my second rabbit, Butchin, who's a complete opposite personality to Lennon, I noticed that a lot of things Lorelai was advocating for just didn't work for me and my rabbits. And as she became kind of the #1 recommended rabbit YouTube channel, I think it is very well deserved because she obviously puts a lot of time and effort into her videos. But at the same time, I think some of the stuff she says isn't applicable for everyone and their lifestyle. So I just wanted to put a different perspective out there. The first time I messaged her, it was honestly pretty scary. Again, I'd been a huge fan of her channel and it kind of felt like I was DMing a celebrity, but I decided to do it anyways. I felt that if she did come across the video, I would rather it be from me rather than her finding out about it in some other way. So this is what I messaged her on December 19th. This was 5 days after I posted the video. Hi Lorelai, I'm honestly not sure how to write this, but I've been a huge fan of you and Lennon for some time. I have a really small YouTube channel and made a video just for fun about some of my thoughts on your channel. I was mainly critiquing that you don't advocate for bonded pairs of rabbits and that you push free roaming a bit too much. I understand that all of these are controversial issues in the rabbit community in general, but I was just sharing my thoughts. My video has been getting some attention lately, nothing compared to what your videos usually get, but a good amount for my channel, and some people were saying that it was hurtful and that I should have reached out to you. These are honestly just different preferences, so I don't expect you to change how you run your channel, which is why I never reached out to you before, but I thought it might be nice to let you know. I feel that you can disagree with someone's views without disliking them as a person. I know the chances of you seeing this are next to nothing, and there really isn't a purpose to this message, but I would have felt too guilty if I didn't do anything. I'm a big fan, but I do stand by the things I said in the video, which disagreed with some of the things you advocate for on your channel. Thanks for everything you have done and continue to do for the rabbit community. My purpose was this message. I wasn't trying to get a shout out or trying to get her to collaborate with me or even get her to watch the video. I didn't even include the link because She felt like such a huge celebrity and I didn't want to waste her time. I just wanted to let her know that the video was out there so she could either go find it then, or if she ever did come across it, she would know that someone who made it had already reached out to her. I wasn't expecting a response, but as my first video got more and more popular and I tried to make more videos to try to correct the impressions of the first one, all those videos were getting popular as well, and now my channel was kind of becoming known as the Lennon the Bunny Hate channel. So in April, I decided it was worth reaching out to her again. I initially reached out on her personal channel because this felt more like a personal thing than it did a Lennon the Bunny thing, but this time I decided to reach out on her Lennon the Bunny channel. So on April 2nd, this is what I said. Hi Lorelai and Lennon, this is my second time reaching out. So sorry to spam you with messages. I made a video a while back discussing some things that I didn't like about your channel. I never expected it to get any attention, but it's one of my most popular videos, and I always have people commenting from your channel accusing me of being a hater and telling me I'm wrong to keep my rabbits in a large pen. I know this isn't what you advocate for, and I know you can't be held responsible for your viewers. I was just wondering if you'd be interested in doing something together. My first video got a lot of attention relative to my channel, and I've had to make others to try and correct people's impressions of the first one. I still stand by everything I've said, but I definitely don't consider myself a hater and still love all your videos. If you see this and are willing, I would love to do something together, maybe discussing the controversial parts of rabbits and our differing opinions. I also included a picture of my rabbits and their setups just so she kind of knew what my rabbit care looked like. I wasn't expecting her to do a collaboration or anything like that, but I thought it'd be nice if maybe we could chat for a few minutes on Instagram and maybe potentially do something together or have something in the works, but I never heard from her. Then on August 3rd, everything kind of changed because she actually did a video reacting to my video. It's really weird to see your face on one of your favorite YouTubers' YouTube channel, and it honestly took me like 20 minutes just to build up the courage to even watch the video because again, it felt like so weird to be featured on your favorite YouTuber's account. I knew that the video wasn't going to be very positive, and at this point, I'd already received a lot of comments from her subscribers on my channel just accusing me, so I kind of prepared myself for the worst. I was actually pleasantly surprised, so I decided to reach out to her on both of her Instagrams. This is what I said on her Lennon the Bunny Instagram. Hi again, I saw your video and I really enjoyed it. I wanted to thank you for not misconstruing anything I said, and I think your critique was very respectful. I wanted to reach out and make sure there was no bad blood between us. I'm truly grateful for everything you've done for the rabbit community. I completely understand how saying you're inexperienced is not true, and I wish I had used another word. I hope nothing I said was offensive, and I hope we can still be friends. I also reached out to her on her personal Instagram, and this is what I said. I promise I'm not trying to spam you, but I would love if we could chat. I don't want to make a reaction video and drag out the drama and make it into something it's not. I found your video respectful and tasteful. Of course, we have our disagreements, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. Everyone has different approaches to rabbit care. If you'd ever be interested in having a Zoom call, or if you're ever in my state, I'd love to do something together. I'm open to improving my own rabbit care and taking any advice. If you want to talk further about anything I've said that you've disagreed with, I'd also love that. I would also completely understand if you have any reservations doing anything publicly, especially with you having a large following. If you aren't interested in associating with another channel, I'd completely understand. I just wanted to reach out and clear the air. It's hard when you're on YouTube, and especially with a channel as big as hers, when the things that we're saying and doing isn't just between two people, it's between hundreds of thousands of people. So I wanted to be very mindful of that. I knew that she might not be interested in just doing a video together because obviously her channel, she's built from the ground up and she gets to decide what she wants to put on there, and if that's a video she doesn't want, then that's a video she doesn't have to do. In regards to my thoughts on her actual video, I've always said that I've liked it because for the most part I have, but of course there are some things that I wish were done differently. I will say that I do think the video was extremely respectful and tasteful and a pretty accurate portrayal. She didn't take anything I said out of context and try to cut off sentences to make it seem more dramatic than it actually was. I think everything I said was portrayed very accurately. I think all her critiques were very thoughtful, and it's very flattering that she even agreed with some of the stuff that I said. So I think in that aspect it's great. But some of the things I didn't like, I wish that she could have reached out to me first before she posted the video. Again, not that I was entitled to it, but considering the fact that I'd already reached out to her in the past, I wish that she could have just said something to me before she posted it, or even if we could have had a 2-second chat, because again, she has such a huge fan base, and her fan base is known for being some of the most toxic and some of the most hateful. So I think knowing that, I wish that this whole situation was approached a bit more carefully. The thumbnail, a lot of people thought that I hated the thumbnail, but I honestly don't. A lot of people accuse my thumbnails of being clickbait, but the fact is we're used to seeing hundreds of thousands of thumbnails every single day, and we're extremely desensitized. Thumbnails are meant to be an exaggeration of a 13-minute video in like a super small bubble. So of course we take a lot of creative liberties. In Lorelai's thumbnail, she had an image of me saying, "I hate Lennon," which is obviously something that I've never said. I don't hate the thumbnail, I just think it's a little bit hypocritical how people always accuse me of having really harsh thumbnails, but no one's really commented on hers. Again, I don't hate the thumbnail. She does YouTube as a business and it's her primary source of income, so you gotta do what you gotta do to get that coin. Now, one thing that I do think should be an accurate representation of the video is the title. Her title was "Reacting to Our Biggest Hater on YouTube," and I think the title was an extreme exaggeration, if not completely clickbait. Even in the video, I say explicitly that I'm not a hater, and it doesn't seem like she thinks that I am one, so I'm not sure why she used it in her title. So those are just some of my thoughts about Lennon the Bunny's channel. I really do like her channel, and I'm still subscribed, and I still watch all her videos because I think she does a really great job advocating for rabbits. I think the way she makes her videos, they're really entertaining to watch, and she has such a wide reach, and she is very passionate about what she does. She has videos where when she sees these rabbits in these conditions, it's clear that she's very hurt by it and she really wants to help them. In some of them, it almost looks like she's gonna cry just by talking about how abused rabbits often are. And honestly, anyone doing any type of advocacy work towards animals is a great person in my books. I just wish she would touch on these points a little bit more and touch on some other points a little bit less. Again, I think with her fan base being so young and kind of being a little bit hateful, I think that that should have been approached a lot more carefully than it actually was. I know there's so many people who haven't even watched her videos or my videos that just assume I'm a hater simply because of that title. I also wasn't personally a huge fan of the intro. Knowing how YouTube works, most of your viewers only watch like the first minute or 2 minutes, and then the viewership really drops off. And most of her intro was just her being pretty sarcastic and taking a few jabs at me, which I guess is completely fine if that's her personality and that's what she wanted to put out there. But again, just knowing that most of her subscribers only saw those first 2 minutes and they didn't really understand what the video was about, I think that probably wasn't what I would have done.
Honestly, it's not something that I particularly think about often. I don't want you to think that this keeps me up at night or something. It's really just entertainment value for me to react to this. I think it's really interesting and very flattering that anybody would take the time to make videos dedicated to me or this channel. You really have to have like a lot of time on your hands to do that. So I am flattered and honored actually.
And also, I feel like she should have put a lot more disclaimers knowing how toxic her fan base is. And this sounds really harsh, but this is honestly the truth. Every time she's made like anything calling out businesses or YouTube channels in the past, you can just see a horde of her subscribers go and attack them. And she's very aware of this. She's even mentioned it in videos talking about how her fan base is called one of the harshest on YouTube. So yeah, I think that could have been done a lot better. I also did comment on her video. She never pinned or hearted my comment, which I guess is alright because I'm sure that she gets hundreds of comments every single day, if not more, so it's very easy to have missed that, but I really wish that something of my perspective could have been in that video. I have always said if this topic was anything besides rabbits, I would have moved on by now. But when it comes to the pet community, we're really not talking about people and feelings. We're talking about living, breathing animals who don't have any voice besides our own. And if there's something I've said in my videos that can encourage someone to get a second rabbit, to stop using a covered litter box, or maybe stop free roaming if it's not best suited for their lifestyle, I would say that these videos are well worth it. But at the same time, I don't think I deserve to be getting attacked the way that I am, and I do think it's some of Lorelai's responsibility to take ownership of her viewers and to kind of reel them back in. I've reached out to her so many times and told her about the hate that I've been getting, and the fact that there really hasn't been anything done about it is very disappointing. I decided to send my last message to her on October 12th, and this is what I said. I don't mean to spam you, and I honestly wouldn't be reaching out if I wasn't such a longtime supporter of your channel. I understand that we may fundamentally disagree on some aspects regarding rabbit care, but we all just want what's best for the rabbits. I personally really enjoyed your video reaction, and I found everything you said to be very respectful. I appreciate you being so kind and requesting no one send hate. However, since the video, I have been consistently getting attacked from your followers. I understand you aren't responsible for your fan base, but if there is something we can do together to correct this misconception, that would be amazing. I know that this video is just a small thing for your channel, but it has completely wrecked my channel, and the messages I'm receiving are extremely hurtful. I'd be honored if we could do anything together. I'm not particular about format or whose channel it's posted on or anything. I'm open to any ideas, and I can do the editing if it's not something you want to waste your time on. Just something that can show the younger subscribers that though we may have disagreements, we can talk things through in a mature way. I really don't know what else to do at this point. Nearly everything I say gets taken out of context, and whenever I try to make a video to correct any misconceptions, it's only met with more hate. I think it's come to a point where the only way we can really fix it is if Lorelai addresses it on her channel. I've done everything that I can do on my part. I think between all the videos, again, I don't think all the videos I've made are necessary. I think there's a lot that are pretty redundant, and there's a lot of topics that I could have discussed without bringing Lorelai's channel into it. I just at the time didn't know what else to do besides try to make 1,000 videos to correct everything that people were saying. I think at this point there's nothing more I can do. I've made more than enough videos on it, and I feel like my perspective is out there in a way that I'm happy with. I personally won't be subscribed to her channel anymore or watching her videos because it's really a big letdown when one of your biggest idols doesn't live up to your expectations, but I would never encourage anyone else to do the same. I think that everyone has to come to their own conclusions about their own creators. So yeah, I just wanted to share my opinion, put my side of the story out there, and yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.